Welcome to Rock Solid Productions, where in this video we're going to test out the Data East Classic Collection published by Retro-Cade. Hello everybody, welcome to Rock Solid Productions. My name is Gary, your game player extraordinaire who is going to suck at 5 different games here. I guarantee you it's going to happen. Anytime that I can get my hands on a new system, a new controller, new cartridges, I am right there. And Retro-Cade has delivered in their classic editions for the Super NES and Super Famicom and Super NES, Super Famicom clone systems. Now this one here, this is the Data East Classic Collection, and it includes 5 separate games on it. So it includes Fighters History 1 and 2, Side Pocket, Magical Drop 1, and Magical Drop 2. So 5 great games right on here. Now it's going to be a very similar setup to like the Brawlers pack, where if you haven't done so, make sure that you click on the widget up there. You can check out our review of the Jalico Brawlers pack, also published by Retro-Cade. Now, in the box itself with the cartridge, you're going to get a couple extra goodies. We'll show you some close-ups on these here. So you do get a couple different buttons here. One is for Fighter's History, and then the other one here is for Magical Drop. And you do get 2 decals or decals. One is from Side Pocket, and one is from Magical Drop. And then finally, you also get a really nice fold-out instruction manual. And the nice thing on this is the fact that it gives you kind of some tips and tricks and pointers on each of the games, front and back on here. Now, one of the cool things that they've done as well is the controller that they show here. Normally, you would expect to see a Super NES or Super Famicom type controller. This is actually the controller off of the upcoming Super Retro Trio Plus, which, stay subscribed to the channel, we'll be reviewing once it comes out. Very similar button configuration as a Super NES or Super Famicom controller, but different ergonomics on there. Speaking of systems and controllers, much like the Brawlers edition of the collection from Retro-Cade, we are going to be playing this game, this collection, these 5 games on our GamersTech 16-bit HD using the HDMI output going to our capture device and to our 1080p television that we have here. Now for the controller, I will be using the Mega Man controller that we have used in the past. The same controller actually that I used with the Brawler pack with the dual link configuration on there. I will have links to the 16-bit HD, the controller, and to the game down in the more info section. You can actually order and save on both the controller and the game through Castlemania Games. Stay tuned till the end of the video. I will tell you how you can do that. And then finally, the design of the cartridge itself is actually exactly the same as like the Joe and Mac Ultimate Caveman collection that we have here. It's a black cartridge. It's down in our console down there. Black cartridge, has your label up top. And it will fit in Super NES and Super Famicom systems. And just to prove the point, I'm going to grab my Super Famicom right here, plug it in. It's a perfect fit. Pop it back out. And then it does come with this nice little dust cover with the cartridge. This one seems to fit a little bit better on the Joe Mac one, at least, than what the Brawlers pack one that I have did. I'm assuming that as time goes on, as I play more with them, take it in and out of the sleeve, it'll loosen up a little bit and it'll fit better. So enough of me talking. We have 5 different games on here, and that is one thing. This actually does have one additional game over the Brawlers pack, where this does have Fighters History 1 and 2, Magical Drop 1 and 2, and Super Side Pocket. You may think, well, really it's 3, just 2 games that have 2 sequels, but it is 5 different titles that you have on there. So we're going to grab our controller, we're going to sit down, we're going to grab some Sprecher, and we're going to get some gameplay in. So you may notice I've got short sleeves on now versus long sleeves. There's a reason behind it. I've actually had some issues with my capture device where it's corrupted the data a couple times when I've tried to record, where it shows just 0 kilobytes of stored data, even though I've recorded everything. So we have played these games a couple times, and I'm going to show you some highlights on each of them. So let's go into the start menu itself, and we're going to start off with Fighter's History, which is a really neat kind of I'd say like a Super Street Fighter clone, or not necessarily a clone, but in that vein of a fighting game. Now, for reference too, we are using the Retro-Bit Mega Man controller, and it's their dual-link controller that you can get from CastleManiaGames.com. And the system that we're using, this is the GamersTech 16-bit HD Super NES and Super Famicom clone system, just so you have an idea as far as like color palette, sound, kind of what we're dealing with here. So I'm going to go here into setup and just change my button configuration real quick so that I have everything how I like it. And we're going to start with CPU battle, and I'll show you survival shortly hereafter. I'm going to start with Ray. I found Ray is very similar in fighting style to like a Ken or a Ryu, again in Super Street Fighter 2. I like the fact that we're using Samche here just because of the background. You can see the additional characters in the background that you know, you don't interact with, but you can still see how the environment is not a stagnant one. Oof. Now, one of the cool attacks that Ray has as well is he actually calls it a DDT. Got him. That win face just looks so much like an O face, like he's gonna take a poop or something right on screen. Spray work is okay. I would say it's not up to the same level as a Super Street Fighter, but it's good. Oh, elbow. The American Dream would be proud of those. There we go. There's the DDT for you. And just like that, Samche is defeated. Now, unfortunately, there is no quick and easy shortcut on the controller to hit to go back to the main menu. You can't hit like down and select like on some Super NES or NES Classic controllers to get back to the main menu. So we're going to pause our video here. We're going to hit reset, and I'm going to show you the survival mode here on Fighter's History. So now we're going to dive into survival. And what's cool about survival is it's almost Royal Rumble style, I'd say. Let's go here to, I like Ryoko's stage. And what you do basically is you pick, it's a 5-on-5. Teams of 5 strive to survive. And we'll get him and Ryoko, that dude, and that dude. So there you can see on the bottom of the screen the 5 fighters that I'm going to face. And it's elimination style, so if I win, I keep using Ray. If I lose, then I have to move on to my next character. Already pulling out the DDTs there. There you can see again the background, not the fullest of details, like I'm thinking Chun-Li's level in Street Fighter, where you have everything running around in the street market and everything. But you know, you've got the kid chasing the cat and the old man sweeping. And just like that, we're through to, actually we do have to beat him, I believe it's twice. Nope, it is single elimination. So here we'll see, take on, I think this is Mitsuki, or Mizuguchi, that's what it is. Oof. And give him one of my own, and we move on. So you see how the survival mode works. It's really a lot of fun. It's a shorter type game than just against the CPU, but it's, again, it's an elimination tournament where it's teams of 5 kind of try to survive. No pun intended there. I do wish that there was a way that you could change the backgrounds or have like, against this character, you're going to fight at this level and so on and so forth. Filin is, oh! And as you can see, the takedowns are really pretty freaking cool. There we go. Clean sweep, 5 in a row. Now, that's Fighter's History 1. We're going to fire up Fighter's History 2 and show you what that's like, because it's a different sort of game. It has elements of this, but it definitely takes a couple different paths. So let's show you that right now. Again, a little bit of a bummer that there's no quick way to go back to the main menu, but diving into Fighters History 2, like I say, you can definitely see how it's inspired by the first game, but it definitely goes a slightly different path. First of all, it's all in Japanese. It has not been translated, which is kind of neat, but eh. And you do have, there's Mizuguchi, which is a mode itself, CPU battle versus extra and config. We're going to go to configuration real quick. Here's the other thing. In the first game, you have 6 attack buttons. In this one, you only have 4. So pretty much the shoulder buttons are ignored. So, and as you can see here too, you can have like a combination of buttons. So I can have R, you know, basically used for everything if I wanted to, which I don't. And basically what I'm doing is activating and deactivating the attacks on each button press essentially. Now, Mizuguchi is a very challenging mode on here, and part of it is because you fight Ryoko from the start, and Ryoko is a badass fighter. I'm not gonna lie. Now Mizuguchi kind of reminds me of Chun-Li from Bloodsport. Oof! Damn! Mizuguchi is definitely getting his butt kicked here by Ryoko. I have yet to beat Ryoko yet in this mode with a couple times. Well, I've gotten a round win, but I've never beaten Ryoko to move on from this one. Oh, that takedown is just, oh God, it's a killer. That one too is, I mean, it's not as intense, but it's definitely something that delivers a ton of damage. And with that, Ryoko has once again kicked my ass. We're not going to continue from here. It's tough, and that's something where you may want to adjust the difficulty down. At least I might want to continue on there. So now we're going to go to the versus battle and see what that's all about on here. And with the CPU battle this is more like what the first game was, or more like the Street Fighter. And I'm going to take Mizuguchi here. Let's see just all the different characters you have. You can have a clown. We're going to take Mizuguchi versus Ryoko on here. Mizuguchi, Ryoko. The good thing is, by hearing the computer just say, or the system announce the names of the fighters, I know that I'm not butchering them too bad. Now in this one too, I feel like the fighters are even better still at defending against special moves and nailing their specials. Like I say, I can occasionally beat Ryoko, but Ryoko's tough. I do like, oh crap! Oh, come on! Damn! No! Got it! Now, I have beaten Ryoko before in this mode, but he's tough. This whole game is really tough. And that's one of the cool things about it is a challenging fighter. Versus Street Fighter 2, where I think it's easy to begin with and it progressively gets harder. This one kicks you straight in the teeth right from the start. And as you go on, you progress and you take on more and more fighters as you go. You kind of get the gist of how this is. We are going to move on from here to one of the 2 puzzlers on the cartridge, and that is Magical Drop. So I hope you enjoyed both Fighters History and Fighters History 2. They're both 2 pretty cool brawlers. Next we're going to go into Magical Drop, followed by Magical Drop 2. And if I'd have to say a game that this reminds me of, Puyo Puyo is probably what comes closest to mind, maybe with a little bit of Yoshi's Cookie in it too. So we're going to go to the story mode. And we're going to just skip past this. So what you do with this is you grab different colored gems with B and throw them back up towards the top with A. And as you saw, I can actually grab more than one row at a time and then throw it up to try to get like a combo setup going. And just like in Tetris, you can, you know, attack your enemy with different numbers of jewels depending on how many you shoot across to them. And you can, you know, combine jewels to kind of do different attacks depending on what you have versus what the enemy has. Make sure I throw that one there. And there you can see how many just went down on mine. That should clear out the blues. There we go. This is definitely challenging. I mean, even right from the first level, it definitely makes you kind of think through, you know, what it is that you're going to try to do. The music is a little annoying, I would say. Super addictive. I mean, if you like Puyo Puyo Tetris, I would definitely say this would be a game worthy of you trying out. Oh, just like that, she killed me. So that's what the first magical drop kind of looks like. Now we're going to move on to Magical Drop 2 because while it is somewhat more of the same, there are differences in it, so hang on. So now you also have Endless Mode, which is, it just keeps going on and on. Here's Aha Mode, which we're going to go in here and we're going to do just normal. And once again, I'm just going to take the Fool because I like the Fool. Clear all the jewels before time runs out. Oh, actually, wait, no, that's right. This one doesn't have characters. You're just fighting against time, basically, to clear it out. And the final mode I'm going to show you is the Endless Mode. And this is basically one of those where you just try to go and get as many matches as you can. And keep going before the roof and everything comes down and smushes you. Nice combo there. That was actually really nice. I mean, it is imperative that you get these combos taken care of to wipe out large swaths of dots, basically. Oh, and just like that, I got smushed. Really addictive game. Probably one of my favorites on here. Next, we're going to play some Side Pocket before we wrap things up. Now, as we get ready to go into our final game on here, Super Side Pocket, well, that game's not on here. When you see the menu, you'll get what I mean here. It's actually not Super Side Pocket, it's just Side Pocket. By Data East. The other thing that's really interesting was the developers of this game might shock you. Iguana Entertainment. They brought you some great games like NBA Jam. They made Side Pocket because it's not Super Side Pocket. There's no super on the title screen at all. Now, what you can do too, this does have a jukebox feature where if you want to hear some really bad, like early 90s synth music, it's bad. Sunny morning, not sunny days. And then to get back through here, you just hit the exit button. There's a ton of different songs in there. I don't know that I'd call any of them great. They're kind of just background noise. Interesting their use of digitized voice in here too. So if you hold the Y button, you can actually adjust where you're going to hit the cue ball. So I'm going to follow a little bit. B draws your cue back and then allows you to strike the ball. Now, if I hit X, it'll toggle between the numbers on the balls and the balls themselves. So the green ball went in. And then the way you're seeing the pocket flash, that's letting me know that if I get it in there, or get a ball into there, it will give me a bonus. Now, here's the other thing is, as I pass like 90 degrees horizontal or vertical, so I'm pressing right now, it'll stop when I get perfectly level. I have to actually press up at this point to get it to come back. Ooh, can I get that? We'll try it. Nope. Not quite. And for the record, I am terrible at billiards. Come back, come back, come back, and ooh, a little bit more than I wanted. And it kind of gave me a decent shot there on the purple ball. What ball is that? The 4 ball. Let's see if we can get this one in or not. Wow! Finally got it in. So let's see how we did. Our score is 600. I'm terrible at billiards. Real life or video game billiards. So that pretty much runs us through all the games on the cartridge itself. So there you have it, the 5 games that are on the Data East Classic Collection. What did you think of them? Let me know down in the comments. Out of the 5 games that were on here, Magical Drop 2, and the original Fighters History were probably the ones that I initially enjoyed the most. But Fighters History 2, once I started getting those combos, that flaming combo where I was grabbing someone, throwing them down to the ground, okay, it was pretty flippin' cool. The neat thing about this is the fact that it gives you access to games that I don't know were necessarily even available in the States before. The fact that Fighters History 2 is in Japanese, it may not have been available in the States. I'm not that familiar with this franchise, so that was one of the cool things about this package too, was it gave me the opportunity and exposed me to games that I may never have played before and may not have had an opportunity to play for. Now, you can order these right now through CastlemaniaGames.com, and one of the cool things is if you use promo code ROX10, you'll save 10% off of your order. That's pretty cool on there. Overall, great game. I wouldn't rate it higher than like the Joe and Mac collection or than the Brawlers pack for me, myself. But if you like puzzle games, if you like the Japanese style imports, it's definitely something that you should check out. Now, make sure that you stay subscribed to the channel here because we've got a couple more that we need to check out. We have done some live streaming with the Joe and Mac Ultimate Caveman Collection, but we're going to actually do a full-blown review on it too, so make sure that you stay subscribed. Just hit the subscribe button and you'll be kept up to date every time we come out with new content. Also, go ahead, like I mentioned, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you know some of the backstory and the history on some of these games because, like I say, honestly, I haven't been exposed to them before. Let me know more about this. You can also email me any questions that you might have at rocksolidmail@gmail.com, or you can hit me up on Twitter at RockSolidStudios. I would love to hear from each and every one of you out there too. You can also visit our Facebook channel too, Facebook page, facebook.com/RockSolidProductions. That way we can keep up to date with everything that's going on. You get alerted anytime we have new content, new photos, things that, you know, if I'm out and about and, you know, say that I'm going to do video game pickups like getting another copy of Duck Hunt Super Mario. Okay, bad example. Home Alone, good example. Make sure that you follow us, and that way you're kept up to date with everything that we are doing. Finally, if you do want to help contribute to the future of Rock Solid Productions, for only $1 a month, you can help support the future by visiting our Patreon page. Go to patreon.com/rocksolid. We've got a number of different reward tiers, and for just $1 a month, you get early access to all of our videos that we post. And if you donate up to $25 in a month, we'll send you a Rock Solid Productions short sleeve t-shirt. Not the long sleeve one like this, but the short sleeve ones. We are working towards trying to get our hands on a super analog NT. So all of our Patreon funds, that's what it's working towards. So again, the Data East Classic Collection, it's fun. It's a good assortment of games that you may not have a chance to play anywhere else, and something you should definitely check out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.